What's up, you guys? Zoeb here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and in this video I'm releasing the long-awaited OGT RSI MTF EA version 1.3, and I've got a special guest, one of a long-term subscriber of the YouTube channel that we've been communicating backwards and forth about the OGT RSI MTF EA, where he's been using it on a live account, and we'll go into all that details in this video. And he's been working behind the scenes with the coder to create version 1.3 and hopefully future versions after that, because he's taken it to a completely other level. So I'd like to introduce Placido to the OGT YouTube channel. How are you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, Zoeb. I'm doing fine.
Fantastic. And it'd be great if you just give everyone a quick 30-second overview about yourself and how you found the channel and found this EA and what you've been doing with it.
Okay, yeah. Well, my background is I'm a finance guy. I'm a banker. I'm responsible for investments, so that's more the strategic part of investing. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I started, with the trading journey, and like everybody else, done a million strategies, a million things, until I found out that I don't have the time, and I'm not keen on sitting hours in front of the screen and doing it by hand. So I was looking into EAs, and as you can imagine, I stumbled over hundreds of EAs. I tried hundreds of EAs. I bought EAs, and none of them worked. And a few years ago, just by pure coincidence, strolling through YouTube, I found your channel, and that's how we got together, and we started to communicate. And one of your first EAs that you had released was the RSI EA. And while the RSI strategy is known for years now, this was the first EA that really started to make me money out of the box. It's like an ATM. It's printing money on a daily basis. But I knew from the start, from the very beginning, that the strategy without the stop loss would eventually blow the account. So while I'm being happy to collect all the money that is printing at this stage, I'm also aware of the fact that all could be lost in a minute, and that's why my intention was always to create something around the year that would make it less risky, even though I've not yet managed to take out all of the risk of the EA. And part of it is risk management, and part of it is taking out money every time you make money, so that eventually you'll never lose your own money, but you lose your profits. That's how I approach this whole strategy and this whole EA. So that's a long intro.
No, fantastic. No, and for those of you guys who are brand new to the OGT RSI MTF EA, there'll be a link down below that will have all the tutorial videos of how it works, what the strategy is. But effectively, it's a no-loss strategy utilizing the RSI indicator. And from what I've understand, I think you're showing it now. That you're trading this live at the moment.
Yes,
live account.
I've been trading it. I traded it for months on a demo account, and it was very profitable on the demo account. So I transitioned to a live account. It was a live account of about 3,000 euros back in November, and then it started, doing well. I added some money, and then I added some money more. So my initial investment has been, or own money has been 8,000 euros, 3,000, then 2,000, then 3,000. So it's 8,000 euros that I paid into my account. And as you can see at this stage here, my all-time profit since mid-November, when I started this account with this EA, is 8,600. So I more than doubled the account. I took out 5,000 euros about 3 weeks ago. So I'm basically with 3,000 of my own money now at risk. And as soon as I make additional profits, I'll take out again a couple of thousand euros. So at the end, I can say it's not my money anymore.
Play money.
It's play money. Even though once you made the money, it's yours.
Yeah. I know.
Because I could close it. Yeah.
And And from what I can see, looking at this kind of trade manager, is you're currently in about 12% drawdown. Is that right?
Yes, that's what I'm at. I'm running the EA on 12 different currency pairs. And what you see here are all the pairs now where I have open positions. You know, and yeah, you know, the way I've changed the EA, I can run the EA on different strategies now. It's not just one. So what you're seeing here is a mixture of two strategies. Positions are being generated by two strategies. I think what is very important with this EA is to really size your trades. And yeah, you know, over the last 6 months or 7 months where I've been running the strategy, you know, I had to stomach drawdowns of about 40%. So no matter what you do with this EA, you will have to have quite some stamina to stand through and stay through some of the drawdowns. And then, you know, that was the time where I intervened manually also in some of the trades, where I closed the trades at some small profits, because I felt, you know, I've waited so long and I'm very close to breaking even. Let me close the trade before it turns around again and I lose money. You know, with hindsight, I must say that I could have left them just open, and instead of booking smaller profits, smaller losses, it could have been profits also. But you know, I think that it's wise in any case to supervise every EA.
Yep.
And if you don't feel comfortable with a position anymore, that you just take the losses and you close them and you start from fresh. And that's I think something that you need to do in any case, no matter what kind of EA you're running.
No, definitely well said. And you know, when I trade this, is I use the average price, so your break even, and if it opens more than 5 trades, then I turn off the EA and then intervene manually to make sure I've got enough margin to place another couple of trades if I need to, which is great. But it looks like now you've kind of built all of this in into the EA. So it'd be great if you could just share the latest input settings on there and just talk through the main changes against version 1.2. And you might see version 1.8 for those of you who are watching it. I think that's your own revisions, but the official release will be version 1.3. And again, it's absolutely free. A link is inside the description to go pick that up.
Yeah. And you know, what I really want to add here and say, I mean, I've been following you now for quite some time, and I've always felt it very you know, generous from you to share all of this and share it for free. And you know, even if you did it or you had it done by somebody else, it was still time and money and resources spent for a community which was looking for a solution. And so this is, let's say, my way of giving back to you and to the community what you have done for the community. And even though I spent resources on it, I don't care, because it's time for give back on my side.
No, like I said, really appreciate it, and thank you. And again, you know, I'm sure the I can speak on behalf of the community, and I'm sure it'll be shown in the comments, and you know, with smashing that like button, that you know, of the time and you know, cost resource that you put into this. So yeah, no, really appreciate it, and thank you very much, and for contributing to the community.
Very welcome. I've you know, that's not a problem for me really. I did it without any problem. So let's look at the new entry features, or new setting features which this EA has. I've introduced a new strategy which we'll go through later. That's why I have this new variable here that says use old RSI feature. The old RSI entry is what the original EA was doing. So if you want to run this still, you just keep it as true. And multiple orders allowed is a feature that the old EA had also. You could turn it on or off. But what this the old EA didn't have was to introduce a maximum open orders feature. And that's what you said, that you turned off the EA and then you had to manually manage the trade because you didn't want to have more trades. So this is what I built, one of the features I built into the EA, which was to enable a maximum allowed number of trades. And if you set this to true, then it would use whatever number you put in here, and stop opening new trades when you reach this maximum amount of trades. One difference also, which I built into this EA compared to the original EA, is the original EA would be treating buys and sells as one string of trades. So you might have been in a series of buy trades, not getting out of the buy trades because your TP was not hit, but in the meantime you had a sell signal coming, and so the EA would open a sell signal. Now you have buy trades and sell trades, and then maybe even more sell trades, and that screwed your break-even price, your average price, because it was moving it away. Yes, you had some hedging going on for you, but the reality was that the break-even price was being screwed and moved away further from where it should have been. So what I did is I stripped the two strings. You now have buy trades being treated separately from sell trades. So the EA might be in a series of buy trades, not getting out of the buy trades. Then the sell trades come, and if it realizes the profit on the sell trades, it will close the sell trades and keep the buy trades open. And the number 7 or whatever number you're going to put in there applies to both. So you might have 7 buy orders open, and you might have 7 sell orders open. It's not 7 overall. It's 7 on one side of the trades.
Yep, makes sense.
So then I built in another feature, which is the enable kill one trade to open new trade. So if you have a max open trade and the trend continues to go against you, this feature does, it allows you to open a new trade, but only by closing the trade furthest away in the series. So what you're doing here is you're booking partial losses. You're sacrificing your oldest trade, the one that is most in the loss, to open a new trade, which has the benefit of moving your break-even point closer to actual price. Now, I was very hopeful that this would help, but in reality, I must say that while it is better than the percent loss on on balance, where you have the fixed stop loss on the full trade series, where it closes at 1, 2, 3, or 10% of your balance, it still doesn't manage to generate a steady profit. It just, the moment you have to book a large loss, it eats away tens of profitable trades, and you need to do tens of profitable trades at 5 pips every trade to recover the loss of one trade. So that's unfortunate, the situation with this strategy. This strategy lives from the fact that you're booking very, very small trades, but on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So the other fault which I felt that the system had, the old EA had, that it was opening trades close to each other. You could have had 2 trades triggering at 2 pips difference and distance from each other. So that to me also was kind of risk for nothing. I want the EA to open new trades by truly averaging my cost price, and having 2 trades open at the same level is just increasing, doubling the risk for no benefit of averaging of price. So what I built in is a feature where I let the EA open new trades only if a certain distance in pips has been achieved and met. It still needs to have the trigger of the RSI. The RSI trigger needs to trigger a new trade, and then the EA looks, is the trade so many pips away, the pips that you have defined in the settings. If yes, then I open the trade. If no, I wait for the next signal. And by doing this, you are spacing your trades more than the old EA would do. Now, spacing too much doesn't mean that it becomes less risky. If you space too much, you're taking away some of the averaging features, and you might not get out. If you space the trades 200 pips amongst each others, you might wait long for the price to close the trade, to average and close the trade. So you need to find a good setting there. I've added two features. You can have it in absolute distance of pips, and that's what you would set here. Pips distance is the absolute pip distance, or you can have it in ADR of pips, because not every currency has the same vibration rate, and same volatility, and that's why I've added this ADR pips, and there you can define your ADR period, and there the percentage. So if you set it at 50, it means that it won't open the trade if between one and the other trade there is a minimum of 50% of ADR between the two trades. So this stuff is as it was
and just out of interest, in terms of what you're running now on your live account, what do you personally use?
I have it set to 100% of ADR. So I'm running it at 1 ADR. Every new trade should be at least 1 ADR away.
And what time frame are you normally trading on?
The 1 hour.
The 1 hour.
Okay,
so you run this system on the hourly.
On the hourly, yes, with 100% on the ADR. But 50 is also good. 50, for example, would have saved you in the pound US dollar, blowing the account in, I think, 2015 or 16, something like this. If you had it set at 100, you would have spaced it too far away, and it wouldn't have made to close it, and spacing it at 50 would have made to close it, and then there are other instances where you have it too close to each other, you open too many trades, and then it blows your account. It's a compromise, but it's still better to have 2 or 3 trades close to each other, which doesn't serve any averaging capabilities, but just increasing risk. Having three trades open more or less at the same price is not really what this EA was meant to be for.
Yep.
So that's let's say the new features added to the old strategy, to the old RSI strategy. And then I've added a new RSI strategy. And the new RSI strategy, what this does is, instead of entering a trade every time the RSI moves, let's say from 70 back into below 70 and then opens a trade, here I ask the RSI to first print an overbought, oversold candle, moving beyond 70 or beyond 30. And then I only want to enter when the trend is established, meaning that the RSI moves above 50 or below 50, because that's another, let's say, RSI strategy which says the moment the RSI is above 50, you are in a positive trend, and if it's below 50, you are in a downtrend. So this is, let's say, another filter which you can set. You can have the two strategies running side by side with the same EA, or you can switch off the old RSI strategy and just run this one, or run just the old and switch off this one. So this is the freedom that you have with this new version. And with this strategy, this is one order with TP and stop loss kind of strategy. It's only going into one trade and waiting for either TP or stop loss to be hit. And here are the settings for the For this strategy, here you enter the lot size. There is no percentage or whatever. You enter the lot size. What this means, this is your TP in terms of pips. There's no ADR feature here. It's just a fixed pip. And the stop loss is also not a fixed TP, but what it is this period is how many candles you want to look back and set the stop loss below the candle. So it's basically the last swing point X candles back. So if you put it at 10, the EA will look 10 candles back and place the stop loss 10 below the low of the 10th candle going back. This is the settings for this. So you have a stop loss. You know that you will have a stop loss, and you have a TP set. Here are the settings for the two RSIs. You have a let's say the feature where you can set the period to 2 to 14, like the traditional feature. If you have it at 14, like everybody else says, these settings are some test settings that I had, but put it back to what it used to be. Where's the mouse? Here it is. So we have 17 and 30, and let's put this way, this one also to 14 and to 50 and 50. So what it now means that the EA will look for, first, it needs to print a overbought, oversold candle on this larger setting. And then on the smaller setting, which doesn't need to be smaller, it can be the same, it will look whether the RSI has moved above 50 or below 50. If it comes from above, it needs to move below 50, and if it comes from below, it needs to move above 50 to open a trade. So that's more with the trend trade. Why the other are reversion trade, this is a more go with the trend trade. Yeah. That's the difference between one and the other strategy. And then all the rest is the same. These are the features and the settings that were there all of the time, and I've changed nothing down here. It's all is the same. So these are the novelties that I have included into this EA, and I'm working on some other features that are not ready yet for prime time. But one of the features I'm looking at is the stop and reverse, where the RSI will enter, or the EA will enter a series of trades. When you have, let's say, buy signals, it enters as many buy signals as it needs to, and it will close all trades once I have an opposite signal appearing. And what that means is that by this, you either close all the trades in profits or you close all the trades in losses. But what you will have is you will always have a stop loss, which is a natural exit. You're not going into a trend where you'll never have an exit. Your exit will be the reverse signal, and the reverse signal will come all of the time, even if you have a runaway trend. Sooner or later you will have a reverse signal, and it might be in loss, and that's okay, and you take the loss. Yeah. But if if the swings are normal, obviously then your profits will be much larger. You don't run for the 5 pips because then you're running a full swing. You're going from, let's say, completely oversold to overbought, and that can be 150 pips, or it can be 50 pips, whatever it is. What the volatility at that time is. And so you're it's very variable then what the profits and the losses will be. But we're not ready yet. It's something that needs to be finalized and fixed. And then if it's done and it works well, I might call you and tell you to release a new version if it works well. If it doesn't work well, there's no point of me calling you and releasing a new version which doesn't work.
No, that's great. Well, overall, this is absolutely fantastic that we've taken a concept that created probably a couple of years ago now, and it's evolving into what this is, because I know a lot of people are using the original version of the RSI MTF EA, And a lot of the comments and feedbacks I get, it's a no stop loss strategy, it's going to blow your account, and I get all of that stuff. And I've released videos and stuff about how I personally manage it, but what you've taken this to is to another level of trying to automate the risk parameters and to make it into more of a smarter strategy. And it looks like you're doing some more iterations of that as well as kind of time goes on. And I can't thank you enough. I'm sure the community can't thank you enough. And like I said, I really appreciate the time coming on and jumping on a Zoom call with me to go through it. Not a lot of people, talking in terms of online and things like that. So I really appreciate your time to do that, not only to be here today, but also to speak to me as well. So thank you very much for that. And
you're very welcome.
Brilliant.
But let's face it, Zoe, it's still, in the great majority of what it is, it's still a no stop loss strategy. It's still, you still run the risk of blowing your account. You still need to manage your sizing correctly. Don't be too greedy. Set your gain percent of balance to very low levels. Don't go for 0.5%, 1%, or whatever. This will blow your account very, very quickly. I've been, I started with 0.05 gain of percent, and by ticking the $5, the $7, the $10 a day, and you're doing it on multiple currencies, is what eventually will grow your account. It's not the quick 1, 2, 3% every trade that is going to do this. It will blow your account much faster. So and even with 0.1 or 0.05, I mean, I've run backtests, hundreds of backtests, and going back 7, 8, 10 years, and no matter what you do, there is no currency which did not blow your account either 6 months down the road, or 3 years down the road, or 5 years down the road. You will eventually blow it with a no stop loss strategy. And the way to mitigate this is to take out the money while the party is going on and you're making money. Just take out money constantly. And if you lose after 5 years, you lose some, then you've taken out for 5 years. But it would be bad to run it for 5 years and then lose all of the money in 3 months.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's all about trying to get to a point now where you are trading with your profits. I know it's your money now, but as long as your initial capital is safe and inside your bank account, then I guess that's the main thing. So no, like I said, really appreciate that, and some sound advice as well as part of that strategy. So guys, pick up this indicator, EA, sorry, it's all down below. All the usual links and tutorial videos are also there as well. On the screen now, you'll see the RSI MTF EA playlist, and make sure you look at that now, and I shall see you guys in the next video.